Hello friends! Today we are going to talk about the eclipse. Now we are right in the middle of eclipse season. We had a partial lunar eclipse on November the 30th, and coming up on December the 14th we have a solar eclipse. Now the eclipse is all about change, it's all about big movement, it's all about growth and transformation. And this eclipse is especially important because we have a full solar eclipse coming up on the 14th of December, and that's all about moving past anything that's holding us back. Now, if you are in the middle of this energy, as you are watching this video, you know that there are a lot of side effects that come along with eclipse energy, such as sleeplessness, anxiousness. A lot of us feel depressed, not ourselves. Irritable, those sorts of things, and it can really wear on you because along with all of these personal side effects, these emotions that come up, we also have the energy of the lunar eclipse. Now the lunar eclipse that was on November the 30th was all about bringing up those hidden parts of ourselves that are really holding us back from our dreams, from our happiness more than anything. And during certain times of, well, your life, a gateway opens, and that gateway is when big revelations come to you. And the energy of the eclipses are especially potent because the energy on the earth is being supported by the moon, which brings in all this intensity for us to really delve in deep and get to those parts of ourselves that are really holding us back, parts that we don't want to see, parts that we don't want to acknowledge. It's a lot about doing shadow work. So that was on the 30th of November. So we've been sitting in this energy now for a while, and it's unpleasant because along with all of the things that need to be looked at that we can't ignore, we also have all these feelings of irritability, of sadness, and then so you're not having trouble sleeping possibly. So there's all of that. Plus we're supposed to deal with all of these big changes that are sort of on the horizon. But before we can get to those changes, we need to sit in that energy and really do our shadow work and really look at those aspects of ourselves, habits we've fallen into, practices that we've maybe just sort of, fallen into that are holding us back from where we really need to be. And it's very easy to let those sorts of things just sort of happen in life and not have any sort of accountability. This is when the eclipse happens, it comes in, that eclipse energy, to really shake us up and say, we're not going to let you ignore what needs to be paid attention to, things that need to be healed, things that need to be transformed. Because on the 14th of December, we have a solar eclipse, a full, total solar eclipse. That's amazing, especially so because this is right before the new year. Now, the new year is just a calendar holiday, but our cumulative energy of everyone on the planet celebrating the new year, of having hope for the new year, it changes the vibration of the planet in huge ways. And because it does that, it gives us that added boost to really make those changes that we need. So a huge gateway is opening, a huge portal is opening with the solar eclipse on the 14th. And that is going to take us into the healing energy. So we're in the dark night of the soul right now, where we're asked to face those things that are holding us back, fears, anything like that, anything really deeply hidden, big stuff that you'd rather not see. We're asked to sit in it. We're asked to think about it. We're asked to evaluate, review, make our peace with. And it's not a pretty process. It's ugly. It's uncomfortable. It's messy. But doing your work now ensures that later, once the solar eclipse gateway is there, that the rest of the year, 2021, 22, 23, can go better, because the major patterns that have been holding you back in this last cycle, you've reviewed them, you've made your peace, and now that gateway of opportunity opens up for you. Now, most of us, when we're in a situation like we are with the lunar eclipse, it was all about, I need solutions, I need answers. Of course, when we're in uncomfortable energy, we want it to change. We want instant gratification. But unfortunately, in order for changes to be lasting and for our highest good, we have to take our time. So this energy makes us feel like we need to rush, like we need to do something immediately, but it's not wise in the middle of an eclipse season, eclipse energy, to make any drastic changes. It is very wise to think on those changes, to plan, to go over, but to make big changes, not the best time, because our emotions are running high, very high. Now, the last time this happened with this much intensity, well, it's never happened, but the closest that we can really see to that is in 2012. That was a big gateway opening up, where we're really asked collectively, globally, to release anything that wasn't holding us back and to move forward with better intentions, with higher standards for ourselves. And so look back if you'd like to see how your 2021 is going to go, how 22, 23, look back at 2012 and see how you dealt with your issues. If you're a person that works on your problems, that actually isn't afraid to sit in uncomfortable energy because it leads to somewhere better, well, this is a good indication of how the rest of the time is going to go for you, this 2021, 2022. It's a big opportunity for us. And while we're on the topic, there's a lot of stuff going on about our own personal ascension process and how others can interfere with this. Now, that's not true. Your personal ascension process is personal. It is your soul growth. Nothing on the outside, nothing physical can interrupt soul growth. That is there. That is your divine right as a soul, that you can heal, you can grow without having outside interference. So if you are hearing information about how this is going to, how this whole personal ascension process can be impacted by outside forces, that's not quite accurate. Our angels guide us that if we all take the time and create the space within ourselves to make the changes that we are guided to, we will evolve. And if we evolve individually, our energy collectively rises, of course. So this is where we want to be. This is where humanity wants to be. So go forward fearlessly and remember to focus on your own healing. Don't be afraid of those messy times in your life where your emotions run high, where fear is the leading force. Don't be afraid of them, because those times aren't markers for how the rest of your life is going to go. It's markers that you aren't afraid to look inside your own soul. You aren't afraid to see those dark places inside of yourself. Once you get to know yourself and once you make peace with your own emotions, with your own fears, nothing can hold you back. And that's the place you need to be going in to the solar eclipse. So if you would like to hear more about the solar eclipse or about all these beautiful astrological influences and the energy around us, you can follow me on social media at Parashni or right here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me today.